Are you feeling stressed, lonely, anxious, or heartbroken? One of the best ways to combat these tough emotions is creativity. So join me now and let's make something together. One of my favorite activities is painting rocks. You get to take long walks in nature, find the rocks, and then take them back to your house or your backyard, and you can play with paint there. This activity really adjusts to any age, which is nice. So if you have kids or you're babysitting, this is a really great, inexpensive way to pass the day. The supplies for this activity are really inexpensive. You only need a few things, a couple of brushes, some paint. I like this brand of craft paint. It's called Folk Art. You can really buy this at any craft store. I want to say it's about $1.25 a tube, so you can buy a lot of different pre-mixed colors. So go ahead and just grab yourself a couple bottles of this stuff. Or check with people you know. Someone you know might actually have all of this stuff and you could just borrow it. I find that smooth river rock works best for this, but really any rock you find and are drawn to will work. It's important to wash these when you get them home and let them fully dry before putting a full solid coat of paint on. It may take one or two coats to achieve a sort of solid base. So I'm going to show you how to make a really simple mushroom house painting. So first you're going to find the orientation of the rock. You can see I made a mistake. I thought that I had enough height on it to do this drawing. I didn't. No big deal. I just flipped it around and continued to sort of sketch that out using white paint. And then I just used the green of the background as an eraser to get rid of my old lines. I think this is important to show. You're not always going to get it right the first time, but this is such a forgiving craft. So I want to mention that I'm using most of these colors straight out of the tube. So instead of pouring it onto a palette or something, I just shake the bottle and use it directly from the lid. I do have a piece of palette paper off to my right where I am doing a little bit of mixing later on. So if I'm not using it straight from the tube, then I do put it on a separate palette. So I'm just blocking in major areas of color at this point. So kind of choose your palette, either go with this really traditional red mushroom with the white spots, or really any color would look nice on this, and just block in your major shapes. It may take a few coats of paint, especially if you've painted the background a darker color like I have. There's really no wrong or right way to do this. Just try to have fun, and I feel like the shape of the rock will kind of tell you what to do, tell you where things want to live. Once you've got the main colors blocked out, then you start putting in the background, and I really just let the shape of the rock dictate what is going to happen in the background here. So since this is really a triangular shape, I'm going to put the trees sort of pointing upwards towards the peak, the roof of the mushroom house. And then I'm using a lighter green to just draw sort of paint some trees or foliage in the background. So now I'm moving around and adding some shadow and highlight to the painting. The trick here is to pick a light source, so the sun is shining from one direction, so that means shadow will be, so if you pick the left there, the highlight will be on the left, shadow will be on the right. It can get a little more complicated than that, but for this painting, let's just keep it simple. So the important part here is to just relax and have fun. Put your favorite music on, your headphones on, an audiobook, maybe get yourself a drink, a cup of tea, something like that, and just really enjoy the process of working on this. So now I'm just adding some details, putting those little dots on the mushroom, touching up highlights, adding a little bit more to the background. This is sort of the fun part. So have fun. One thing I like to do when I'm working on sort of a larger rock is at the same time paint some smaller rocks, and that way next time you take another walk, you can hide these along the way for someone to sort of come along and find. I think it's a really special little way you could make somebody's day. So I'm using a plain black Sharpie to just add some detail on these smaller rocks. I think it's everyone's got those lying around, right? That's just a really easy way to put some contrast in and maybe clean up your edges a little. So once you're all finished and you've let them dry, take them outside to give them a quick coat of glaze. I used Krylon Triple Thick Crystal Clear Glaze 0500. I bought it at a hardware store, so it's pretty easy to find. You can also get this in a matte finish if you don't want it to be shiny looking. So all that's left now is to go out and hide your small rocks. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed making this. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. Have a great day and keep yourself safe.